The Acute Food and Nutrition Insecurity analysis indicates that about 33 million people, including IDPs in 26 states, including the FCT, are expected to be in crisis or worse between June and August 2025. This was contained in a report presented by the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations in Abuja. Muyo Thomas report.
The Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations has released its current and projected report on the food and nutrition insecurity in 26 states of Nigeria and the FCT. The report indicates that efforts need to be improved in some areas to avoid crisis or worse in some parts of the country. The current acute food and nutrition insecurity report says about 25 million people in 26 states and the FCT are in crisis from October to December 2024. The analysis also shows that about 40% of the country is under pressure currently, but projected to increase to over 45% by June to August 2025.
The November CH result is apt and comes at this phase of economic stress, when we are still grappling with the removal of fuel subsidies, which has sent ripples through the agricultural sector. The major effect is the increased transportation cost due to the high fuel prices, negatively impacting on agricultural production. With the spike in fuel prices, transportation costs have soared, squeezing farmers' profit margins and potentially driving up food prices for consumers.
I might say that this is the most credible and widely accepted early warning tool for humanitarian programming in respect to food security and livelihoods, responding to targeted communities and helping to prioritize development programs.
Vulnerabilities have intensified during recent months, and food insecurity might have become even more worrying. We might face additional pressure and demands to respond to increased needs during the coming months. We cannot afford to pay deaf ears to these needs. Together, we must be ready to respond to these evolving needs swiftly and strategically.
To avoid further deterioration, the Ministry of Agriculture recommends government sustains humanitarian action, invest in climate-smart agriculture, prioritize agribusiness, SMEs, and others. Muyo Thomas, TVC News, Abuja.
The House of Representatives has called on the Federal Ministry of Works to deploy personnel and resources to clear the 18-kilometer gridlock along Lambata-Suleja Highway in Niger State. The resolution came on the day the bill to provide for mandatory inclusion of portfolios in the nomination of ministers and commissioners passed second reading. National Assembly correspondent Joke Adisa has the details.
In the last 6 days, vehicles, tankers, lorries, trucks, trailers and other motorists have been trapped along the Lambata-Suleja road.
Since the resolution of
10 members from Niger State, in a motion of urgent national importance, call for immediate government action to stop the valuable man-hours lost daily in the 18-kilometer gridlock.
The House therefore resolves to urgently call on the Federal Ministry of Works, Federal Road Maintenance Agency FEMA, Federal Road Safety Corps to immediately deploy personnel and resources to complement the efforts of Niger State government, which has so far constituted a task force to alleviate the situation and restore free flow of traffic.
A bill to ensure that Mr. President and governors attach portfolios to nomination of ministers and commissioners for screening has passed second reading.
In that 147 subsection 7, the amendment we are proposing there is that such nomination must be accompanied by the proposed portfolio to be occupied by such nominated person.
The House is to carry out a detailed audit of all loans obtained by the federal and state governments since 1999. The resolution is on the strength of a motion on the need to ensure proper use of borrowed funds.
Although borrowing is a vital means for financing development, unchecked debt accumulation poses serious risks to Nigerian fiscal stability and future economic development.
health workers in Nigeria will be the happier for it if a bill seeking to increase their retirement age is attempted to. Bill sponsored by Lagos member Wale Ahmed scales second reading.
This bill seeks to give health workers the opportunity to stay longer in service, to continue to contribute and train people who are coming.
The House steps down a motion seeking to prevail on President Bola Tinubu to bring back the Ministry of Niger Delta Affairs.
The region is disturbed that on the 23rd of October 2024, the oil-rich region witnessed a palpable tension following the announcement of the scrapping of the Ministry of Niger Delta Development.
A bill seeking to amend the National Broadcasting Commission Act, sponsored by Akwa Ibom member Iyeme Idem, was read for the third time. Jokeyatsa, TVC News, Abuja.
And the House of Representatives Committee on Ecological Funding has conducted an on-the-spot assessment of key sites across Lagos State, pledging rapid intervention to tackle environmental challenges affecting the state. Led by Commissioner for Environment, Tokunbo Wahab, the committee inspected areas including Ifako-Ijai and Songo, Agboike local government areas. Esther Omopariola has more.
The public officials began their inspection in Ifako-Ijai local government area in Lagos. Here, a growing gully erosion site hasn't only threatened local infrastructure, but has also become a dump for illegal waste disposal. The next stop brought them to Songo local government area, where extensive damage to drainage systems caused by erosion was evident. Officials assessed the damage and discussed next steps.
No small amount of money can help any state to solve this problem. So we really need to see for ourselves and advise properly how we can pull more funds for state to actually do what they need to do. So if funding are coming, it must be to the quality and the quantity that is required by those states.
It's about the collaboration between state and federal. Ecological fund is an intervention fund to help states bring succor to people, fix ecological challenges. And I'm glad they are here. They'll take stock, and in the afternoon they meet the governor, and then we'll take it up from there.
Final stop is Agboike, where the committee members assessed the level of environmental degradation caused by the release of water from Oyo Dam. They assured residents of a lasting solution.
The committee has seen that Lagos State truly needs a lot of intervention. A lot of people hear Lagos State and you think, it's elitist, that we don't have problems. So, and I've tried to convince the committee to ensure that they realize that Lagos State has a lot of, ecological issues, challenges that we need to intervene. A lot of people have been displaced, lives have been lost, and a lot of properties have also been lost. So we are going to see how we can attend to them as soon as possible to intervene in their livelihood.
While the committee's visit provides hope for the much-needed support to restore affected areas, residents await swift action to address these pressing environmental challenges in Lagos. Esther Mopariola, TVC News.